Buddy, hope you guys are doing well. So this is our monthly trending price report. The statistics for July just came out. For those of you who are new, we do this every month. For those of you who have been with us, who know us personally or have been using our website for a while, you may notice this is structured a little bit differently. I'm going to be talking over it. You guys are probably sick of that stock footage anyways, and I think this is going to be a little more informative, hopefully a little more entertaining. So we're just going to jump right into it. Well, actually, before we get started into it, I'll just kind of explain the structure of this. So I'm going to be going over Sarasota County as a whole, Manatee County as a whole, and then the specific areas that a lot of you inquire on. And we're just going to look at the price per square foot, the average prices sold versus actually listed, average days on market, and the number of homes sold in each area versus the number of homes actually listed. So you guys will have a really good feel for the whole market if you want to watch this whole thing, and at least the specific areas you guys are interested in. So we'll just get started. The first area is Sarasota County. So this is just going to include everything in Sarasota County, really comprehensive look at the area as a whole. And first thing you're looking at right now is for sale versus sold. So the light green is the amount of homes in each month that were listed. The dark green is the amount of homes that actually closed. Not to get too complicated, but the red is the amount of homes that went pending. So the offer is accepted, but the home hasn't closed yet. The most significant thing about this graph is that you'll notice the dark green is higher than the light green every single month going up until June of 2022. So that means that more homes were closed on, sold, and even went under contract every single month than there were listed. And you guys know that because you've seen just how few homes are actually available and how quickly they sell. And just basically there was just very little inventory. You see that's finally flipped, and this is what it normally is like. I mean, this was pure, insanity up until a couple months ago. So this just means that there are more homes available on the market for sale than there are homes that have gone under contract and sold, which is typical. It means inventory is expanding. It means you guys who are buying have more choices. It's going to be a little less stressful. You're probably not going to be competing with 10, 20 other offers when you like a home. And if you're selling, it just means, it's getting towards a little bit more normalcy. It's still in favor of the sellers, but not as much as it was a few months ago. So this is the average days on market. So this is the average amount of time each month in Sarasota County that it took for a home from the time it was listed until the time it actually went under contract and accepted an offer. So higher than a lot of people think. So it took on average 22 days in July, and it's higher than most people would think because it's just counting, every home. So there are a lot of homes that are just in really bad shape and overpriced that have been on the market for 135 days. So that's taking the average up. If you have a really nice home, I would still say you could get it sold within 7 to 12 days. So, and on the flip side, if you're a buyer, if you're looking at a home and you really like it and you see it's been on the market 7 days, that doesn't mean it's going to stay on the market forever. But that's kind of the time frame we're looking at right now. Okay, Sarasota County price per square foot. So this is all of Sarasota County. And this kind of tells a really good story over the last year and a half that, you see prices going up. And a lot of people were expecting them to drop since mortgage rates have gone up and the inventory has gone up as well, and it's way less buyer activity right now. But prices are still strong. They're dipping down a little bit, and that's expected. But like I've mentioned in other videos, we don't expect them to go down too much. You guys feel free to call us to question us about that and what our thoughts are. Of course, it's our opinion, but we have some pretty good reasons why we think that. And this is telling the same story. So this is the red line here is the sold prices. So what homes are closing for in Sarasota County. And you'll see over the past 2 months, 3 months, it's remained relatively even. Slight drop down here from an average sale price of $665 to $638. So we'll keep our eyes on that and see where we go next. All right, so next up we have all of Manatee County, so that's going to include Anna Maria Island, parts of Longboat, parts of Lakewood Ranch, Bradenton, Palmetto Parish, and Ellington. And first we have for sale versus sold. So 2,070 homes in the county of Manatee were listed in the month of July, and 793 closed. 848 went under contract, had an offer accepted. So again, the trend that I spoke about, if you watch the Sarasota County one, is the same for a long time. More homes sold than listed. Now finally more homes listed for sale than sold. Inventory is expanding. Good news for buyers. Sellers are coming back to reality. Still a seller's market though. Manatee County days on market, very similar to Sarasota County. You'll see that number 19. I don't want to repeat myself too much if you guys are watching this whole video all the way through, but feel free to ask me any questions, and of course pause these videos to look at these stats closer if I'm going a little too fast. This line right here indicates the percentage of the list price that the home actually sold for. So on average, it's very steady. Pretty much homes are selling for exactly what they've been listed for over the past 18 months, which is very interesting and not so normal. And you'll see since prices have dipped just a little bit, that's gone down to 98, 97%. Again, price per square foot, very similar, has held steady for the past 6 months. Slight drop over the past 2 months, but again, like you can already see this ticking up. So we're not seeing these dramatic price decreases that a lot of people are talking about and expecting. There's just a lot more dollars out there, and inflation tends to show in asset prices. It's less manipulatable than the consumer price index, so just a lot more dollars out there, and it's real estate's reflecting that. All right, so now we have the sale price in red, average list price in green, and this is really interesting. So like you see here, there's a ton of price decreases. People who are selling their homes, listing them, are coming back to reality. They have really high hopes, and you're seeing that people are having to lower their list price. But when it comes down to, the bottom line, when homes get sold and there's, the final sale price, the home closes, the prices have remained strong. They're not increasing as much, but they are not decreasing. All right, so now it is time to go over the July numbers for Anna Maria Island. So this is going to include the entire island. So we're talking about Bradenton Beach, we're talking about Holmes Beach, and then the north end of Anna Maria as well. And so first we have the amount of homes for sale versus sold and under contract. And you'll see, keeping with the theme of a lot of these other areas and the counties in general, the inventory is expanding. So it's a little bit more homes available than normal. Not as dramatic of a change, just because of the nature of the price point. And, not many, there's a much smaller pool of demand in this area than a lot of the other areas. But that being said, July and June had the most new listings since last summer. So a little bit more availability if you're looking in Anna Maria right now. Average days on market for Anna Maria Island right now is 33. So that's including a lot of homes that are priced way too high that have been on the market for over 100 days. Most of the homes we're seeing right now on Anna Maria are sitting on the market for a while. Very few of them are getting snatched up within a few days because listing agents are trying to get as much money as they can for their clients. So that being said, if you see something you like, definitely a good idea to ask us what we think about the price, because you never know. You can't take for granted that it's going to be there in another day or week or 2 weeks. Average price per square foot up this month at $782 per square foot. In general, you can see that it's overall increasing. Homes in Anna Maria are producing a lot of income, and investors realize that and are willing to pay a price to get them. And the average sale price versus list price. So overall, the average price for homes sold on Anna Maria Island in the month of July was up. It's been moving up for the past couple months at $862,000. All right, so next up we have Longboat Key. Big fan of this picture. So this right here is actually Lido Key. So this is where you turn around, go through the bridge, and this is Longboat Key here, and this is sort of where Moat Marine Aquarium is right now. Really cool picture, love this. So Gulf of Mexico out here. Okay, so for sale versus sold. You guys can see here a lot of inventory the past 3 months hitting the market, so you guys have a lot of options, so that's nice, and fewer sales. The sales are down. So overall, if you're selling your home on Longboat, you got a little bit more competition. If you're buying, you can breathe a little bit and have some options for yourself and not have to worry about overbidding too much and competing with a ton of other people, so that's good news for buyers. Average days on market is 30 for the month, so a little bit more, and again, that matches the increase in inventory. So obviously homes are going to sit on the market longer when there are more similar homes available, but still, all in all, 30 days, having your home listed for a month on Longboat Key is not bad. And this number is good to just keep in mind when you guys are looking at listings too as buyers and wondering if the home's going to sell at first. At least you kind of know that these are the average numbers, days on market before a home is typically under contract. Some still go in a day, some take over 100 days, but these are the averages we're looking at here. Price per square foot, down. I would say this is the most consistent and significant decrease in prices of any area. And my opinion of that is just it's also one of the steepest increases in inventory. Also, nothing against Longboat Key. It's a great place if you like to be secluded and private and exclusive, and also if you love golf and good views. But the values in Anna Maria and the draws of Anna Maria and Siesta Key and Lido are pretty high too. So a lot of people are preferring to go there too. But Longboat's still a beautiful place. All right, so the sold prices versus the list price. So again, you're seeing a decrease in the average sale price, and the average sale in July closings was 1.2 million. Average list price people were asking for in July was 2.35 million. So now we're looking at downtown Sarasota. So this is going to include the entire zip code of 34236. So the heart of downtown Sarasota, but also Lido Key and Bird Key. So a lot of really beautiful homes, a lot of luxury condos. So the first thing we're going to look at for the month of July and the previous months is the amount of homes listed for sale versus sold. Now this is slightly different because we're talking about a luxury market now. And so in luxury markets, there's typically a lot more homes listed always than sold, even in times when there was an absolute frenzy from buyers. So you'll see that here, but that being said, the inventory has still expanded here. So the past 2 months that statistics were released, you're seeing a higher amount of new listings in downtown Sarasota, Bird Key, Lido Key, than we had seen in previous months. So that portion of the story is in keeping with all the other areas. 134 homes listed in July, 34 went under contract, 35 closed. Next, we have the average days on market. So these are pretty low numbers these past 3 months for a luxury market. And again, if you're just watching this clip, this is the average amount of days that the listings have stayed on the market, been listed for sale on Zillow and Realtor.com and all these places before they actually went under contract, had an offer accepted. So the average home sat on the market for 28 days before going under contract in downtown Sarasota in the month of July. Next, we have the average price per square foot. So pretty high prices in downtown Sarasota, Lido Key, Bird Key, as you would imagine. And overall, this is a little more volatile than some of the areas with a larger sample size, and also it just kind of depends on what gets listed that month. But overall, you can see it's steadily increased with the rest of the market, and prices have not gone down in this area in particular. And this is essentially the same thing, except a little bit more information. Rather than looking at price per square foot, we're looking at average sale price. And so you'll see the average sale price reached a high of $2 million in January, $1.75 million in July, and you can see people are, hopefully getting more, wishing they could get more and listing their homes for much higher. So this is what the list price is on average, but this is, what actually matters. This is the sale price, what people are actually paying to purchase a home. All right, guys, so next up, we're going to do prices and inventory for Siesta Key for the month of July. I will work on getting a better picture of Siesta Key, but at least you can kind of see how amazing the sand and the water is around here if you have not visited many times. Okay, so the for sale versus sold, you guys can see similar to Longboat, there's been an explosion of inventory, which is great for the buyers. A lot of options to choose from. If you guys need help kind of narrowing this search down, you guys can let us know, what you're interested in. We're pretty familiar with all of the condo complexes especially, but also the neighborhoods as well. But yeah, a lot more to choose from, so that's good news for the buyers. Average days on market is 19. This is pretty low for a luxury market. If you see a desirable home with a lot of views on Zillow, again, you can't just assume that it's going to sit on the market for a full 19 days just because that's the average. This average is being brought up by a lot of homes that are overpriced, that have been on the market for 3-4 months. So still, there are homes that are desirable and they're priced right. If you come across one, you definitely can't take it for granted and assume it'll be there for the full 19 days. Price per square foot, $766 per square foot in Siesta Key for the month of July. You can see $904 in June. Definitely an outlier month, but these luxury markets, if you have a home that sells, or a few homes that sell for $20 million, or $18 million, or $23 million, it can really raise that average price per square foot for that month because we're talking about a pretty small area and less data. And here is the average sale price. So the average sale price in Siesta Key was $1.13 million, and the average list price was basically $2.4 million for Siesta Key. All right, guys, so now it's time to look over the prices and the inventory for Venice for the month of July. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. So here you have a very similar story to the market in its entirety. A lot more homes sold than listed. I mean, it was very dramatic for a while in Venice. The competition was incredible. Multiple times we would submit a bid for a buyer earlier this year, and we would find out that there were over 25 offers. It's not the case now. As you can see, finally, there are more listings than there are sold homes. So the inventory has expanded. Still pretty competitive in Venice, though. So again, if you see something you like, definitely worth inquiring sooner than later. If it's something you could potentially see yourself in. And the days on market overall very low, a little bit higher. But again, this is an average, so there are a lot of overpriced homes or homes in terrible shape that have been on the market for 3 months that are raising this up. So still a lot of homes in Venice selling within the week they're listed. So pretty hot market still, but easing finally. Price per square foot, $297, so it's gone down a little bit. May was definitely an outlier month. If you take May out, it's been relatively steady, but average price per square foot of $297 for the month of July. And here we have the average sale price in red, average list price in green. So the average home in the month of July in Venice sold for $376,000, and the average list price was $509,000. So that's Venice in the month of July. All right, guys, so next up, we're going to look at Lakewood Ranch. This is an image of Waterside Place that just went up. Really cool man-made lake and downtown area. It's starting to get a lot of, foot traffic. Some of the businesses are opening them up. I just went to this Korean barbecue place last weekend. Very good. So we'll get right into it here. For sale, similar story to the market in general. Finally flipped back to normal. More homes being listed than actually sold. So you'll see higher green, higher dark green, higher dark green, higher dark green. Finally in June, more listings than sales and pending. So more inventory to sort through for you guys as buyers. A little less stressful, a little less competition. Again, same story. Sellers coming back to reality a little bit. So here we have the average days on market. Very low in Lakewood Ranch. And that's just because it's a very desirable area. So still, if you see a home that you like in Lakewood Ranch, definitely worth asking about it if it's something that you would potentially want to move forward with, because these they go fast. So something to keep in mind. And again, if you guys ever have questions about something, we pride ourselves on answering fast because we have to, because that's the nature of the market. So feel free to message us or text us about a home anytime, and we'll let you know what we think about it, how long we think it's going to last, what the sale price will be, and all that good stuff. Price per square foot still steadily increasing in Lakewood Ranch, $394 for the month of July. So that's actually the highest month it's ever been. So still a very desirable place. A lot of families love moving there. People still love to retire there. So it gets a lot of looks from really everybody, every lifestyle type. And again, here you see, so this is the average sale price in red, average list price in green, and the sales, which really matters, are still continuing to increase in Lakewood Ranch. Actually, this is the first time ever that the average sale price in a month was over $1 million in Lakewood Ranch. So doesn't mean every home like that is going to be that much, but as you guys know, there are a lot of luxury homes that pull that average up. So definitely a very desirable place. Yeah, so this is a new one. We usually don't do specifically a price report on Palmer Ranch, but we have so many people inquiring on it, so many people looking, so we're going to start doing this every month. Picture needs work. I realize that. We'll work on getting some drone footage of Palmer Ranch, but the golf is very good there, so it'll suffice for now. Okay, for sale, similar story to the rest of the market. Finally, more inventory expanding. You see the dark green bars are way down, which means less homes are actually going under contract and being sold, and more homes are getting listed on the market. So again, the same story in pretty much all of these markets is that you as buyers have more options. It's still a seller's market, but you can see 114 homes hit the market in the month of July. So more options for you guys, so that's great. Average days on market before the home sells, 18 for the month of July. Again, this is lower than a lot of the other markets because Palmer Ranch is so desirable. So again, it's always good if you see a house that you like, it's always a good idea to ask us about it. And I know I probably sound like a broken record if you're watching this price report all the way through at every area. But a lot of our clients think they have more time and then they miss out on a home that they really like. So we do like to at least not instill a sense of urgency with our buyers, you guys, but just let you know that the market in general is still in a state of urgency. Price per square foot in Palmer Ranch, higher than it's ever been. So one of those markets where prices have not decreased, similar to Lakewood Ranch, and these are just the areas that are really desirable and get a draw from everybody, from retirees to young families to younger people buying a condo that want to be by the beach. So very desirable area, prices still increasing. And here we have the actual average sale price, up to $767,000 on average in Palmer Ranch.